Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Weber County Unfair Junior Beef Show. We're so glad you joined us this morning. As we get going today, for those that are in person, welcome. We're glad you're here. For those that are joining us online, please share with friends and family that that's a great way that they can join us here at the fair this year. They can go to webercountyfair.org and scroll down to the button that links them directly to the YouTube channel where they can get a live feed. Or you can go to the Weber County Fair Facebook page and get things live there. As we get our show rolling this morning, let's give a round of applause to our superintendents for our beef show today, Taylor and Lindsay Anderson. They've worked hard to make sure this happens for our kids, and we sure appreciate their time and effort. We want to introduce our judge today. She's been with us all week. Our judge is Miss Hannah Nicolai. She originates from Joe's, Colorado. She attended Northeastern Junior College in Sterling, Colorado, where she competed on the livestock judging team. She studies ag education and animal science there. Hannah continues her education at Panhandle State University, where she also competes on their livestock judging team. Hannah grew up raising and showing livestock and plans to continue her involvement with production agriculture. Hannah's a partner in the Buckle Up Show Camps and Nicolai Livestock Photography. She believes and puts her faith in today's youth by providing them with opportunities to challenge themselves and by pushing them to be successful in their interests. We're grateful for her for being with our kids this week, for helping them. She talks to the kids, she gives them so much feedback, and we sure appreciate how she's working with our youth. We also need to thank our sponsors. We have a lot of sponsors that have helped us this week make sure that the Weber County Unfair could still happen even on an odd year. So thank you so much to BCP Equipment, Best Western High Country Inn, Big O Tires, Boot Barn, Champion Maker Show Supplies, Comfort Suites, Imagination Company, Pepsi, Riverprint, Rock Hard Excavating, Tractor Supply Company, and Wasatch Distribution. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors. If at some point during the show you do get a little hungry, we do have the concession stand open in the northwest corner of the Golden Spike Event Center. And if you want to get one of the cool Unfair t-shirts, commemorative edition, only year we hope to ever have them, they are available for sale in the box office. So make sure you get one soon before they sell out. We also want to thank our on-staff veterinarians this week. Borat Animal Hospital is providing our services this week, and we're sure grateful for them for being on call as we need them. Dr. Catherine Borat and Dr. Kayleen Meyerhofer have been here when we needed them, and we sure appreciate them. So without too much more, I think we're getting ready to bring in our Heat 1 of Senior Showmanship. We'll start, of course, as normal with our seniors. We'll then move into our intermediates and follow that up with our Junior Showmanship. Following that, we'll have our market beef show. So as soon as I get the nod of the head and the okie dokie from the people down there in the ring, we'll get started. Okay, let's get started with our seniors. This is our Heat 1 of Senior Showmanship and our steer show today. In Senior Heat 1, our exhibitors are Keely Mitchell, Stetson Steed, Gavin Douglas, Coryanne Gibson, and Annie Gibson. This is your Class 1 of Senior Showmanship in the beef show today. If at some point during the week you want to boost one of these good showmen, we have boost forms available by the ticket office, in the arena by the northeast corner above the bucking chutes, and they can also be found in the traditional show arena. So if you want to boost one of these good kids this week, they are arranged by species. Fill out a boost form, take it to the box office, and you can pay for your boosts. And of course, we'd welcome your company tomorrow at the livestock auction. If any of these good steers are tempting you to put in your freezer, you are more than welcome to come. Steers can also be donated to the food bank, and we have lots of options. They can be sold on the spread. So go see Sindra and Rick Ibsen for more information, or really any of the junior livestock superintendents can get you more information. So if you want to come to the auction, boost a kid, we have ways to help you with that. Please let us know how we can help you this week. This is your Heat 1 Senior Showmanship in the ring.
you, go ahead and put your hands together for this first heat of Senior Showman. I think they're all doing a really, really good job. I'm going to go ahead and bring back the red steer and these 3 black steers for the final drive. Going to go ahead and dismiss the lady in the white. I already talked to her about what I think she could do a little bit better, what I think she can do a little bit different, and told her that I still had a lot of confidence in her, get a little bit more experience under your belt, and I think you're going to be a good showman in a few years. But we're going to go ahead and bring these 4 back for the final drive, but put your hands together one more time for them.
Returning out of Senior Showmanship, Heat 1, Stetson Steed, Gavin Douglas, Coryanne Gibson, and Annie Gibson. Good job to our Heat 1 of Senior Showmanship. Let's give them one more round of applause as they leave the ring. Good job, Keely Mitchell, Stetson Steed, Gavin Douglas, Coryanne Gibson, and Annie Gibson. Getting ready to bring Heat 2 of Senior Showmanship into the ring. In our Heat 2 of Senior Showmanship, we have Wyatt Clark, Chancey Pregler, Haley Woodland, Oakley Marriott, and Taylor Anderson. This is your Heat 2 of Senior Showmanship. Following Heat 2, we'll have our Senior Showmanship Championship Drive. In the ring right now, we have Wyatt Clark, Chancey Pregler, Haley Woodland, Oakley Marriott, and Taylor Anderson.
You know, this is a really deep heat of senior showmen, and I think they all deserve a round of applause really quick. I'm going to go ahead and keep the colored calves and this gentleman back to go ahead and compete in my final drive. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss these two young ladies, but I told them I don't want this to discourage them because I still think they're very intense showmen. Just maybe not everything's clicking quite right today. They don't want to get the legs quite right. Maybe they don't have the confidence they need to just be out here and be like, hey, I'm in it to win it. Just things weren't quite, they just weren't in your cards today. But don't get discouraged. I think you guys are very, very talented showmen. Get a little more experience under your belt, and next year you'll come back better than ever. But go ahead and put your hands together, and let's get the final drive of seniors underway.
Let's give this senior Heat 2 showmanship round one more round of applause. Exiting the ring, we have Haley Woodland and Oakley Marriott. Staying in for the championship drive will be Wyatt Clark, Chancey Pregler, and Taylor Anderson. Coming in the ring is your Senior Showmanship Championship Drive. In the ring, out of Class 1, we have Stetson Steed, Gavin Douglas, Coryanne Gibson, Annie Gibson. Coming in out of Heat 2, we have Wyatt Clark, Chancey Pregler, and Taylor Anderson. This is your Senior Showmanship Championship Drive.
super, super deep heat, a senior showman here. I'm going to go ahead and challenge the top 4 ladies I have standing out here. I'm going to ask them to get on the microphone and talk to you guys. I want them to introduce themselves. I want them to tell us a little fun fact about themselves. And then I really want them to tell the audience, and I want them to tell me why they personally are involved in the beef industry and why it is so important in today's world. I had a young lady volunteer to go ahead and go first, so I'm going to hand off the mic for her. I'm going to ask to wait till you guys applause until everyone's done talking.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Chancey Pregler. I am from Harrisville, Utah. A fun fact about me is my favorite ice cream is still Play-Doh, like a little kid. And I'm involved in the beef industry because it's such a big, huge industry. There is so much product that comes off of your beef animals. So much more than meat. There's medicines that come from their fat, moisturizers that come from their fat. Their hides are used for so many different things in our industry and in our daily lives that how could you not want to be in an industry that provides for so many people? And I am so passionate about the beef industry just because I know the product that I have is helping more than one family. It's helping hundreds of people just by producing one market steer. Thank you for your time.
All right, hi, I'm Taylor Anderson, and a fun fact about me is that I love to be outdoors, do anything outdoors. And the reason I'm involved with the beef industry is because I want to be able to promote it since it is one of the most popular industries in the world. Most people in America prefer to eat beef over any other meat, and so therefore I want to be able to produce that for them.
Hi everyone, my name's Annie Gibson, and a fun fact about me is I am actually currently attending cosmetology school full-time. So I am waking up really early to work with my animals and then going to school right after that, and it's been awesome. A big reason that I choose to be in the beef industry is because I think it's really important. I know that the beef industry struggles with the prices, and I think if we can do anything as junior livestock showmen, it is that we can be advocates for others. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Coryanne Gibson, and a fun fact about me is I love music and I love to play the violin. I'm really involved with the beef industry, and I'm not going to lie, the main reason is because I love to eat steak and burgers. And I think that it's super important because I want to raise a product that someone else would want to eat. And so I think that's what I've done here with this steer, and so that's why I love the beef industry and have been involved with it.
All right, now that we've heard their answers, go ahead and give them one more round of applause for having the confidence to get behind the microphone. I agree with one of their answers really, really strongly. It's about being advocates for what we do and believing in what we do. And that's why I'm here, is because I put so much faith in today's youth. I put so much faith in this industry to carry the entire world as everything progresses, whether that's getting through the pandemic, whether that's just eating dinner. So I just am a big advocate for everything as well. I'm going to go ahead and look through your senior showmen one more time. I really, really like the way these ladies handle themselves about the ring. I like how calm they are on the show stick. I like how they're not over there sawing their bellies off. I like how intense they are. I like how relaxed they are. I like how they know how to make the steer look the best they can. And I think that's what separated these ladies from these gentlemen over here, is that these ladies know exactly what I want, exactly how to make that steer look 100%. And I think that's a big thing about showmanship, is how do I make my animal look the best? Hide his flaws, show off his good things. And that's kind of what separates this side from over here. I think these gentlemen do a really, really good job about being intense, about being relaxed, Just maybe it wasn't in the cards for them today. Maybe they didn't want to set their back legs right. They got their front legs too far forward. Maybe a leg moved without them knowing exactly what was going on. So I'm going to go ahead and take one more look at your senior showman, and then I'll select Grand Reserve 3 and 4. But put your hands together one more time. A really, really good heat of senior showman.
Your grand champion senior showman, Chancey Pregler. Your reserve champion senior showman, Annie Gibson. Third overall, Taylor Anderson. And fourth place overall senior showman, Coryanne Gibson. Congratulations to our entire senior drive. They worked hard to get into this. Champion, Chancey Pregler. Reserve champion, Annie Gibson. Third overall, Taylor Anderson. And fourth overall, Coryanne Gibson. And let's give these other three young men a round of applause too. They worked hard to get into this drive. Congratulations, Wyatt Clark, Gavin Douglas, and Stetson Steed for making it to the championship round. As we take a minute and take pictures, we do have a few announcements from the fair. The fair staff has asked me to remind everyone that if you are in the Golden Spike Event Center, you need to be wearing a mask if you are not able to social distance, especially if you are on the show floor. So please, if you are unable to separate yourselves from others, we ask that you wear a mask. We want to take a minute and thank our sponsors, BCP Equipment, Best Western High Country Inn, Big O Tires, Boot Barn, Champion Maker Show Supplies, Comfort Suites, Imagination Company, Pepsi, Riverprint, Rock Hard Excavating, Tractor Supply Co., and Wasatch Distribution. Thank you so much to our sponsors. As we get these pictures taken, there is one more award that goes with this round of showmanship. So Chancey, you are winning a scholarship from the Chad DeGiorgio Memorial Foundation. So let's give her a round of applause. Chad DeGiorgio was a member of our community who really cared about youth and the beef industry. He worked hard and helped a lot of kids. So in his memory, each year, his family gives away a scholarship to the highest placing senior showman. So Chancey, that scholarship is going to you this year. Congratulations. Congratulations again to our senior showmen. Good job, Chancey and Annie. We're getting ready to bring in our intermediate showmanship for our next round of competition. We have 2 heats of intermediate, and then that will be followed by our intermediate championship drive. Coming in the ring next in Heat 1 of Intermediate Showmanship, we have Carter Burns, McCready Parker, Cassidy Christensen, Jace Clark, Cooper Marriott, and McCoy Marriott. This is your Heat 1 of Intermediate Showmanship. In the ring, McCoy Marriott, Cooper Marriott, Jace Clark, Cassidy Christensen, McCready Parker, and Carter Burns.
go ahead and put your hands together for the first heat of intermediates. I think they're all doing a really good job. The gentlemen that I'm going to go ahead and keep back are ones who are calm about the ring. I like the way the head is up. I like how they place the legs on the standstill. But what I really like about them is just their confidence level. They know what they're doing. They don't question the steer. They don't question themselves. And there's just so much intensity in these gentlemen, and I really, really like that. So congratulations to you. You guys are going to come back for the final drive. I went ahead and talked to the young lady and the young man, and I know the young man's having a little bit of difficulties. He told me it's his first time, and for his first time, I think he's doing a really, really good job. Proud of him for even bringing a steer to the fair. I know how scary that can be when it's your first time. But maybe they just don't place their legs right. Maybe I need a little bit more intensity, a little bit more confidence from the showmen themselves to go ahead and work as a team with the showman and the steer. But go ahead and put your hands together. You guys are going to go ahead and be dismissed, but congratulations, you're still hardworking showmen.
Let's give a big round of applause to this intermediate showmanship, Heat 1. We have Carter Burns and Cassidy Christensen, and returning for the championship drive will be McCready Parker, Jace Clark, Cooper Marriott, and McCoy Marriott. This was your intermediate Heat 1 of showmanship. Coming in the ring next is our Heat 2 of intermediate showmanship. This is our second and final heat for our intermediates today. In the ring for intermediate showmanship, Heat 2 in the beef show today, we have Stockton Marriott, Court Waymont, Cody Sumner, Cooper Anderson, Rachel B., and James B. This is your Heat 2 of intermediate steer showmanship today.
a really good heat at intermediates. I'm going to go ahead and keep the ones I have pulled out over here. I think these guys do a really good job at just being confident in what they do. I like how they keep the head up, and I really like just how relaxed and how well they know the show ring. They know what they're doing. They don't question anything about what they're doing, and I really appreciate that. I think what sorts the difference between these guys and these guys is not only the confidence level, but just the placement of the legs and like holding the head up holding the head up at a better angle a little bit. You guys want to get a little bit lazy, let that head sag a little bit. Maybe your front legs want to come out a little bit too far forward, or maybe the back legs aren't set or they move. You set them and they move. Just go ahead and be a little bit more on top of it. It's really important to work as a team with you and your calf. So just a couple things to work on. Don't get discouraged. I think you guys have a lot of potential, really, really talented, just not your day-to-day, okay? But let's go ahead and bring in the senior heat and give these guys a round of applause.
Coming out of the ring right now, out of your Heat 2 Intermediate Showmanship, Court Wayment and Cody Sumner. Staying in the ring for the championship drive will be Stockton Marriott, Cooper Anderson, Rachel B., and James B. We're bringing back in the calves out of Heat 1 now. And getting ready to set up your Intermediate Showmanship Championship drive. In the ring, out of Heat 1, we have Parker McCready, Jace Clark, Cooper Marriott, and McCoy Marriott. Staying in the ring out of Intermediate Heat 2, we have Stockton Marriott, Cooper Anderson, Rachel B., and James B. This is your Intermediate Showmanship Championship drive.
You know, I think hard work goes a really, really long ways, especially in the show ring. When you're behind a calf, when you're behind a goat, a pig, it doesn't matter. I think the work you put in at home is where you win your award. You just show up to the county fair to go ahead and accept the award. And I think I recognize a lot of these kids' hard work, and I've worked them pretty hard out here. I've just kind of stood and watched. I just want to see what they can do. I want to see who can make their steer look the best. I think there is an incredible amount of talent and potential in this intermediate heat, top to bottom. I don't have them placed in any order right now. I just want to see who's going to go ahead and work the hardest, really. I think a couple things that the juniors, if you're listening, when you get behind that show stick, just take it easy. Just be nice and calm with the show stick. I know you're nervous, and it's a really good way to let your nerves out, but just take it really nice and slow when you go ahead and touch those cattle. We don't need them getting wound up or anything like that. Another thing that y'all can do when you come into the ring is just have a lot of confidence. Don't be scared, don't be nervous, but when you come into the ring, make sure you take wide turns, use the entire ring. We're kind of in a smaller ring for 1,200 plus pound animals here, so we'll go ahead and make big circles, big use of all the rings so we can fit all these cattle in here on profile when I get them out here. I'm going to go ahead and sort through your showmen a little bit more. Like I said, I don't have them placed in any direct order. I just wanted to see who's going to go ahead and work the hardest for me. But just know that I think every kid in here has a lot of potential, a lot of talent. Super excited to see where the future takes every single one of these kids. Go ahead and put your hands together, and I'll go out and select 1 through 4.
Your intermediate champion showman is Cooper Marriott. Your reserve champion intermediate showman, Stockton Marriott. Your third place intermediate showman, Cooper Anderson. Your fourth place overall intermediate showman, James B. Let's give this whole class of intermediates one more round of applause for making it to the championship drive today. In the ring, we have your champion intermediate showman, Cooper Marriott. Your reserve champion intermediate showman today, Stockton Marriott. Your third overall, Cooper Anderson. And your fourth place overall intermediate showman, James B. Now the rest of these kids in the ring also worked really hard to make it to the championship drive, so let's give them some applause for their work. Parker McCready, Jace Clark, McCoy Marriott, and Rachel B. Congratulations to our entire intermediate championship drive. As we bring these families down and get some pictures taken, we just want to remind everyone that we do have concessions open in the northwest corner of the Golden Spike Event Center. And we want to take a minute and thank our sponsors. We sure appreciate their help in making the awards for all these showmen possible and sponsoring all of the supplies that we've needed to make the Weber County Unfair run this year. We appreciate Wasatch Distribution, Tractor Supply Company, Rock Hard Excavating, Riverprint, Pepsi, Imagination Company, Comfort Suites, Champion Maker Show Supplies, Boot Barn, Big O Tires, Best Western High Country Inn, and BCP Equipment. Thank you to them for all of their sponsorship. If you wish to get one of this year's commemorative limited edition t-shirts that say Weber County Unfair on them, they are for sale in the box office. And while you're there, feel free to pick up and pay for a boost paper to boost any of these fine young showmen. We sure appreciate everything the fair's done to make us have an experience this year. Let's give these showmen one more round of applause. Your champion intermediate showman, Cooper Marriott. Your reserve champion intermediate showman, Stockton Marriott.
microphone. You want to go back down by the ring? I don't know. Why? It's a microphone. Yeah? Probably. Do you want to go back down there where Cliff's standing? Yes.
Congratulations to all of our intermediate showmen as they exit the ring. We're ready for the juniors now. We have 2 heats of junior showmanship, and that will be followed by our junior showmanship championship drive. Coming in the ring for junior showmanship, Heat 1, we have Bridger Fuller, Rocky Parker, Fernando Vega, Ridger Farrell, Brixton Farrell, Keyston Farrell, and Holly Bitten. This is your junior showmanship, Heat 1.
Go ahead and put your hands together for this first heat of juniors. I think they're doing really, really good work here. I went ahead and selected 3 that I think do a really good job about being calm, about knowing their way around the steer, how to use the show stick, keeping the head up, just doing all the basic fundamentals of showmanship right. So I'm going to go ahead and keep these 3 back. I individually talked to everyone over here along the fence line about what I think they can do a little bit better. I know a couple of steers don't want to act right. They're a little fidgety. I know a couple of these showmen are pretty nervous, but just gave them some pointers about eye contact, about how I'd like them to hold the head, make sure the steer's set up at all times. So go ahead and put your hands together as we dismiss these guys. We'll bring in the next heat. I think everyone here has a lot of potential, really good group of showmen in here.
Congratulations to our Junior Heat 1 of steer showmanship today. Returning for the championship drive will be Rocky Parker, Fernando Vega, and Brixton Farrell. Let's give a round of applause to these juniors that worked hard and are leaving the ring now. Bridger Fuller, Ridger Farrell, Keyston Farrell, and Holly Bitten. Good job to our junior steer showmen today. Remember, if you have family and friends who want to participate in our shows this week without being here in person, we encourage them to join us on WeberCountyFair.org. Scroll down to the button to take them to the live YouTube channel, or go to the Weber County Fair Facebook page and watch us live. We're streaming all the shows today so that more people can participate. Coming in the ring right now is your Junior Showmanship Heat 2. In Junior Showmanship Heat 2, we have Trigston Farrell, Quade Waymont, Hudson Marriott, Gracie Abelman, Ridge Marriott, and Heston Skinner. This is your Junior Showmanship Heat 2. Following this heat, we'll have our Junior Showmanship Championship Drive.
think, a really deep and interesting group of showmen here. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the two gentlemen I have over there on the fence. I think just maybe they can work on, getting the head up, being a little bit more confident in what they do, setting the feet right, but still really good showmen who have a lot of potential, just need some more experience under the belt. I'm going to go ahead and bring these four over here back for the final drive. We'll sort through that real quick. Go ahead and put your hands together, congratulate these guys on showing their steers, and we'll bring in the final drive of juniors.
Let's give Trigston Farrell and Heston Skinner a big hand as they leave the ring. Congratulations to the four individuals staying in the ring for the Junior Championship Drive. Let's hear it for Quade Waymont, Hudson Marriott, Gracie Abelman, and Ridge Marriott. They will be staying in the ring for your championship drive while we get the calves out of Heat 1 ready to come back in. We're ready to get started with our championship drive for our juniors today. In our junior division, coming back in the ring out of Heat 1, we have Rocky Parker, Fernando Vega, Brigston Farrell. And staying in the ring out of Heat 2, we have Quade Waymont, Hudson Marriott, Gracie Abelman, and Ridge Marriott. This is your Junior Showmanship Championship Drive.
All right, if you are a parent and your kid has a steer on this side of the fence, I just need one adult to come out in the ring and stand next to your child, please. Oh, you're going to want to take off the backpack. Okay, go ahead and take the steer, please. Congratulations, moms and dads. You are now the showman, and I'm going to have your kid critique you for a minute on the microphone. So if the kids will come here real quick, we're going to make them walk in a big circle. We're going to cut in front of these steers right here. We're going to make them walk in a big circle, and they're going to set them up. Then I'm going to hand you the microphone, and you're going to tell your dad or your mom how they can make it look better, okay? So go ahead and walk, Mom and Dad. Just lead them out in a big circle. Come back in the same spot. Oh, stand in the middle. Stand in the middle with me. All right, I think they are ready. So I'm going to have Gracie? Okay, I'm going to have Gracie critique her dad first. What can he do better?
You can make more eye contact with the judge, and to stop talking to everybody outside of the arena. And you can fix his tail from wobbling around everywhere when you're standing still.
Is that it?
And make sure his feet are set up right.
You can go stand next. All right, who is next? Is it you?
You could hold his head up a little higher.
Yeah. Better.
That's it?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay. Tell her she's doing good, though.
You're doing good.
You can go take your suit, too. Is this you right here? Oh, this is you? All right, how can your dad do better?
You can fix his tail. Fix his front leg. Line him. There you go. Right feet.
You can go get your suit. Here, take off your mask.
Well, from the angle I'm on, your front legs are off. Just a tad. And then from here to, it looks like your leg is a little too far stretched out like this. Just push it back a little bit. There you go. And I don't know if you can do anything about this, but his tail looks weird because it's sticking out and coming down. And it's good. You're doing great.
Let's give one more round of applause for the parents who put up with me. That was pretty cool. it's super encouraging to have parents just, sit in show ring that are more than willing to come in and help their kids. I think that's what it's all about. Not just the relationships we build with our families back home, but the relationships and the friendships that you make here in the show ring and in this industry completely. I've already had my mind made up for a while on who I think are the top 2 showmen. I'm going to go ahead and select 1 through 4, but put your hands together for just an incredibly deep and really energetic group of showmen here.
Your champion junior showman today, Gracie Abelman. Your reserve champion junior showman, Ridge Marriott. Your 3rd place overall showman, Quade Waymont. And your 4th place overall showman, Hudson Marriott. And let's give these other 3 a round of applause as they leave the ring. Congratulations for making it to the championship drive, Rocky Parker, Fernando Vega, and Brixton Farrell. And congratulations to our winners today, your champion junior showman, Gracie Abelman. Your reserve champion junior showman, Ridge Marriott. Your 3rd place overall junior showman, Quade Waymont. And your 4th place overall junior showman today, Hudson Marriott. We are going to take a quick 15-minute break before we start into market class. So we will start market classes at 11:15, ready to walk in the ring. So if you have a steer in class 1 of market classes, be in the holding area ready to come in at 11:15. Welcome back. We're ready for our market steer show now at the Weber County Fair. Class 1 market steers in the ring right now. These steers weigh in between 1,032 and 1,176 pounds. Exhibitors in this class are Caden Nielsen, Bridger Fuller, Fernando Vega, Rocky Parker, and Stetson Steed.
really good way to start off the market show. I like this young man steer up here. I think in terms of muscle and just being, the closest in terms of finish. It seems like he's got some space there over his ribs, but he's the closest in terms of finish. He has the most muscle. I love his front end. I love his construction. He can still get around the ring. Just think a really, really solid steer to go ahead and start. Now, certainly the steer in second offers a lot of really good pieces, but that's the problem is he's just too piecey for me. He is bloated today, so we're going to give him an edge for that. I absolutely love his feet and legs. I love how just structurally correct he is. Wants to tie up a little high into his fling. Just like to see him more powerful up high, but still a really high quality individual. We'll see you two both in the drive. Congratulations to you guys. The young man's gray steer that I have in third, this is a steer who offers a lot of dimension, a lot of shape. Really, really like him from his knees up. His problem is he just gets too straight, a little short, a little compact made. Still a really heavy muscled individual. Congratulations to you. We go into the black and white steer here. I think this is a steer who offers a lot of good pieces to him. He's big topped, he's big hipped. He just needs a little bit more muscle to go ahead and compete. I'd really like to change him on his feet and legs, make him a little bit more sound, okay? But congratulations to you. And I think this young man who has a wilder steer here in fifth deserves a round of applause for not giving up. He's doing a really, really good job. It's a big top steer who simply needs more time on feet, a little bit prettier from the profile, but still a good quality individual. Put your hands together for a really good first class of market steers.
Your Class 1 of market steers. First place, Fernando Vega. In second, Stetson Steed. Third, Rocky Parker. Fourth, Bridger Fuller. And fifth, Caden Nielsen. That was your Class 1 of market steers. Coming back for the championship drive will be Fernando Vega and Stetson Steed. As we wait for this next class to get ready to come in, we want to thank everyone for joining us, and we want to take a minute and thank some of our sponsors that have helped us make sure this show happens this year. Thank you so much to BCP Equipment, Best Western High Country Inn, Big O Tires, Boot Barn, Champion Maker Show Supply, Comfort Suites, Imagination Company, Pepsi, Riverprint, Rock Hard Excavating, Tractor Supply Company, and Wasatch Distribution. Thank you so much for sponsoring our show this week. We've got Class 2 of our market steers coming in the ring right now. This Class 2 of market steers weighs in between 1,188 and 1,212 pounds. Exhibitors in this class include Carter Burns, Keely Mitchell, Ridger Farrell, Stetson Steed, Gavin Douglas, and Brixton Farrell. This is your Class 2 of market steers in the ring, weighing in from 1,188 pounds to 1,212 pounds.
You know, really a really close and debatable top pair. I think either one of these steers could be the winner either any given day. I'm just going to tie into the added style and presence of the black steer and the white flank. I think he's just really, really good in terms of his skeleton. I love how opened up he is at the ground. Still think he lays a really incredible amount of muscle up high. Just a really powerful steer, and I think his added style is going to go ahead and let him win. So congratulations to you. But no doubt about it, I think the red steer is just the mean potatoes kind of calf. I absolutely love how much muscle he reads with in his shoulder, over his top, and all the way out from behind. He just wants to get a little short and compact in his design. I wish he wasn't so bold up front. Wants to cut in a little higher to his flank, okay? But still just a really heavy muscled individual. Congratulations to you both. I'll see you both in the drive, okay? Coming to another pretty interesting duel, and we get the young gentleman's gray steer out here and the black one that follows them, because these are some steers who offer some look from the side. They're still big top. They're still pretty level and square out of their hip. I think the young gentleman's gray steer just has a little bit more to offer. He's more correct in terms of his finish, still really big topped. Congratulations to you. If I could change both of these steers, I'd just like to give them a little bit more power up high. And when you look at them from behind, I just need to see more dimension in their hip, okay? Just more dimension in both of their hips. But congratulations to you both. You have good steers. And as we round out the class with some steers who are a little underfinished, who just need a little bit more time on feed, I'd just like to see them come with some more power, a little bit more rib shape, read a little bit more powerful up high and from behind, okay? Still really good steers who offer a lot of length and extension up high. I love how level and square top they are. Just need a little bit more power to compete. Congratulations to all the exhibitors. You guys had some good steers in here.
Your Class 2 of Market Steers leaving the ring right now. In first place, Stetson Steed. Second, Gavin Douglas. Third, Ridger Farrell. Fourth, Brixton Farrell. Fifth, Carter Burns. And sixth, Keely Mitchell. That was your Class 2 of Market Steers. Coming in the ring next is our Class 3 of Market Steers. Steers in this class weigh in between 1,230 and 1,275 pounds. Exhibitors in this class are Chancey Pregler, McCready Parker, Coryanne Gibson, Keaston Farrell, Cassidy Christensen, and Holly Bitton. This is your Class 3 of Market Steers in the ring right now.
You know, I think this young lady steer is really, really good in just being a composition steer, having the right amount of finish and having the right amount of muscle. Really, really good in terms of his design. He's smooth under his shoulder. He's really, really big topped. Love how square he comes out to his hip. Just a real high quality individual to go ahead and start off the class. But I think what sorts the difference between 1 and 2 is there's a lot of really, really good things about 2. Muscle, power, shape, design. I think where I get a little bit picky on him is just in his structure and in his skeleton, though. He gets really, really big in his shoulder. He's pretty long. He wants to toe out up front, and that's what's going to keep you from 1 or 2. Congratulations to you both, though. I'll see you both in the drive. As we move on down the line, I think this is a steer that the young gentleman has that is really, really good in terms of design. I love how smooth and plain he is, how he transitions from just all portions of his body. I think this is a steer with a lot of balance. I think he just gets outpowered. He gets too flat in his rib. I need to see him bigger over his top, okay? But congratulations to you, still a really high-quality individual. The young lady steer is one who is really, really good in terms of finish. I think that steer offers a lot of power out there through his hip, and I love this angle that I stand right here at a 3/4 because that's a really powerful hip steer who works a lot of shape and dimension as you study him down low. I just think he gets too straight off of both ends. He doesn't want to quite balance up as I study him on the profile, okay? But congratulations to you on exhibiting a really heavy-muscled steer. And as we round out the class with 2 steers who are actually really good in terms of finish, I just think they get outpowered. They get too flat in their rib. They just need a lot more shape as I study them up high. But congratulations to both of you as well. You all have done a really good job.
Let's give a big round of applause to your Class 3 market steers winning this class, and coming back for the championship drive will be Chancey Pregler in first place and Coryanne Gibson in second. In third, McCready Parker. Fourth, Cassidy Christensen. Fifth, Keyston Farrell. And sixth, Holly Bitten. This was your Class 3 of Market Steers. Coming in the ring next, we have our Class 4 of Market Steers. Class 4 weighs in between 1,285 and 1,317 pounds. Exhibitors in this class are Annie Gibson, Wyatt Clark, Tilden Nilsson, Trigston Farrell, Quade Waymont, and Jace Clark. This is your Class 4 of Market Steers, 1,285 to 1,317 pounds. Now, if you look out in this ring and you think to yourself, that one looks tasty, then I have a place you need to be tomorrow. Tomorrow, don't forget, we have our junior livestock auction where all these good steers will be for sale. And so if you're like me, you look out in that ring and yesterday all I could see was bacon and today all I see is a nice steak. So if you think that, we have no limits to how many you can purchase. You can buy one for your freezer, you can buy 3 for your freezer. We won't stop you. You can buy one and donate it to the food bank, or you can buy it on the spread and let the floor buyer take it. So you have lots of options tomorrow. We'd love to have your support out at the junior livestock auction tomorrow. If you don't want to buy an animal, we also have the opportunity for you to boost any of these good showmen out here. We have boost sheets by the ticket office, in the arena at the northeast corner above the bucking chutes, and in the traditional show arena out by the livestock. Pick up a boost sheet, fill it out for the individuals that you wish to boost, take it to the box office and pay for it. And while you're at the box office, you can pick out one of our Weber County Unfair t-shirts. They are for sale in the box office as well. Lots going on this week, and we sure appreciate your support as you come out to support the 2020 Weber County Unfair.
the steer that I like to win is really, really good in terms of just putting all the pieces together. I love his balance. I love how he stands on the profile. I love how much muscle he reads with up front, up high, from behind. I just think he works more shape and dimension when I study him from behind or from a 3/4 view than my second place. And I think that's the difference. But congratulations to you, a really, really high quality steer. You did a good job raising him. I think the steer in second is one that you really can appreciate in terms of a finish standpoint. I love how silhouette he looks as I study him on the profile. Maybe wants to get a little big in his shoulder, wants to get a little short and compact in terms of his makeup. Just like to make him a little bit longer, extend his front out, especially extend his hip out a little bit. But congratulations to you both. I'll see you both in the drive. I think the steer I have in third is just incredible in terms of being square built. He's super square when I study him up high. I love how level and even he is out there through his hip. Get him on the move. I still think he plants and pushes with plenty of flexibility and just security there in his hawk and his pass turn. I just think not only is he a little underfinished, I think he wants to cut up too high into his flank. Just make him a little more square as you study him directly from behind, okay? But congratulations to you. And then the young man steer, the young man's black steer is one who's really, really good in terms of finish, in terms of top side shape, really expressive as I study him from behind. But step up to the profile, he just gets too round in terms of his makeup. He gets too big in his shoulder. He wants to get too round out of his hip, okay? But congratulations to you. Same story goes for the gray steer. I think this is a steer who offers a lot of good, a lot of muscle up high, a lot of muscle from behind. Just too round in terms of his makeup. Just like to make him longer, make him more square when I study him out there through his hip, okay? But you guys did a good job as well. And then the steer I have the steer that sits at the bottom of the class is one who you can appreciate in terms of productivity. Definitely a pounds heavy steer who's going to take a lot of carcass to the rail. I think he's really good when you study him up high, really a big hip steer. He just is, not only is he a little underfinished, he just doesn't have enough muscle. He wants to cut too high up into his flank, okay? But congratulations to you as well. You all did a really good job.
Let's give a big round of applause to your Class 4 market steers leaving the ring. Returning for the championship drive in first place will be Quade Waymont. And in second place, Jace Clark. Coming out of the ring in third place, Annie Gibson. Fourth, Wyatt Clark. Fifth, Trigston Farrell. And sixth, Tilden Nilsson. That was your Class 4 of market steers. Coming in the ring next is your Class 5 of market steers. Class 5 of market steers today in our show weigh in between 1,318 and 1,358 pounds. As your Class 5 of market steers walk in the ring, give a big hand to these exhibitors. In this class, we have Cooper Marriott, McCoy Marriott, Hudson Marriott, Chancey Pregler, Haley Woodland, and Stockton Marriott.
You know, such a deep class of really high quality steers. It's pretty exciting to see this kind of quality at a county fair. And I know I said that yesterday about the pig show, but honestly, I think there's some steers in here that are really, really good in terms of their makeup, in terms of their design, some really powerful steers. I just tie into the added power and the added muscle you find in the yellow steer. I love the way he's put together. I love when he gets on the move. He just wants to reach out there with such a forward-reaching stride. I love his design from a profile and from a balance standpoint. Really, really square hip. Just a really high-quality individual. Congratulations to you, young lady. I think the two gray steers, I think you can go either way with them here. I go ahead. I like the extra design. I like the way his shoulder lays into the plane of his body. Get on top of this steer, and he is so massive topped. Talk about square ribs, squares, just square mass and muscle all the way out. If I could change him, I'd like to lengthen his hip up just a little bit. Wants to get a little heavy in his brisket as well. Just like to give him some more stifle muscle and power from below when I study him from behind. But congratulations to you, young man, another really high-quality individual. And then moving on to the steer in third, I think this is a steer who has the best cover in terms of, just enough cover in terms of the class. He's really, really soft, really, really just a soggy made steer who still has plenty of muscle. Maybe wants to get a little short in terms of his makeup. I just like to lengthen him up, stretch his neck up out there a little bit. Maybe give him a couple extra space in between his loin and where he ties into his hip, okay? But I'll see all three of you in the drive. I think you guys do a really, really good job. Congratulations to all three of you. The two young gentlemen have steers who are really, really similar in terms of their type and kind. Just really big top steers, really, really square hip steers. Just want to get a little bold up front. I want to cut a little high to their flank. Just like to see a little more finish on both of those two steers as well. I think the difference between them is I just think the steer's bigger topped, has a little bit more muscle up high. So that's why you're going to take 4 and you're going to take 5, okay? But congratulations to you both. You guys have done really, really good. Then the young lady steer. This is just a steer who puts together the picture from a profile standpoint. Really, really level top, super square hipped. Love that when he still gets out, he still has some flex in his pastern. I just think he's too permanent in terms of his hawk movement when you get him out on the go. That combined with how bold up front he is, he just needs to go ahead and he just rounds out the class really, really well, okay? But congratulations to you. You all have done really, really good.
Good job to our Class 5 of market steers. We will see our top 3 placings from that class coming back from the Grand Drive. Coming back for the Grand Drive in first place will be Chancey Pregler. In second place, Stockton Marriott. And in third place, Cooper Marriott. Rounding out that class in fourth place, we have McCoy Marriott. In fifth place, Hudson Marriott. And in sixth place, Haley Woodland. That was your Class 5 of market steers. Coming in the ring next is your Class 6 of market steers. Class 6 of market steers weighs in between 1,359 pounds and 1,414 pounds. In Class 6, we have exhibitors including Gracie Abelman, Ridge Marriott, Heston Skinner, Court Wayment, Cody Sumner, and Oakley Marriott. This is your Class 6 of market steers in the ring right now.
I think this is a really, really unique steer, super, super hard to make one with his type of athleticism, with his type of freshness, without sacrificing a lick of muscle. Get your hands on him. I think he's so square in his makeup, just from the ground up. A really, just a solid steer to go ahead and stand in first. Can't pick much wrong with him. Congratulations to you, young man. I think it comes a little closer between 2 and 3, and I just think that 2 does everything just a little bit better. I like her from a balance standpoint a little bit better. I think she ties her head, neck, and smoother to the top side of her shoulder. Still super powerful when I get up top to her. My biggest thing is how level and how she maintains that squareness all the way through. I think that you do a really, really good job, young lady, at just having a deep, soggy steer who's really, really powerful as I study him. If I could change him, though, I'd like to lengthen his hip up a little bit, give him some more dimension when I look down low, okay? But congratulations to you. I think the young man's black and white steer is one who's just dominating in terms of muscle and power. I just wish that from a balance standpoint, I could pick his top end up a little bit. I wish he was smoother in terms of his shoulder, just so blown apart in his shoulder, just so wide constructed that he doesn't quite flow and balance just like I'd like to see him. Still a very high quality individual. I'll see you 3 all in the drive, okay? Congratulations to you. The young lady's black steer is one who's really good in terms of shape up high, really, really square and powerful out there through his hip. I'd like to smoothen up his shoulder, and I'd like to make him just a little more smoother all the way through as he transitions from his front to his middle and to his back end, okay? But congratulations to you. You do a really good job showing him. I think the young lady on the white steer is just adorable, first off. I really like how that steer is finished. I think he's still really big top, comes out square to his hip. Just need to change his feet and legs. He needs to be pulled apart at the ground a little bit more, okay? And then the young man's red steer who wants to round off the class is one who has some good pieces. He's really tall and elevated in his front end. I love how big topped he is. He still comes pretty square to his hip. I just wish he needs some more time on feet. He needs some more muscle. He needs some more rib shape, okay? But congratulations, you do a good job as well.
Let's give Class 6 a big hand as they walk out of the ring. We are also bringing 3 from that class back for the championship drive. So the 3 from that class coming back for the championship drive. In first place, Ridge Marriott. In second place, Oakley Marriott. And in third place, Court Waymond. We'll see the 3 of them back in not too long, right after this class. Fourth place coming out of the ring right now in Class 6 was Cody Sumner. In 5th place, Gracie Abelman. And in 6th place, Heston Skinner. Coming in the ring next is our 7th and final class of market beef today. In our 7th class, these are our heavyweights. They weigh in between 1,430 and 1,635 pounds. Exhibitors in this class include Cooper Anderson, Rachel B., McCoy Marriott, Taylor Anderson, and James B. This is your Class 7 market beef, our final class today. We'll move right after this into our Grand Champion drive.
a really close top pair, honestly, and I'm just more up to tie into this steer who's so good from the angle I'm standing at right now, from like a profile or from a three-quarter view. This steer is really incredible in terms of muscle, in terms of shape and dimension. Still think he gets out and travels with plenty of athleticism. Just a really good individual to go ahead and win. I think what sorts the difference, though, is I think that he's just a little bit more extended, honestly, just a little prettier from the profile, and that's what's going to sort you too. Your steer is massive. He has so much shape, so much power up high. Love when I step behind him, how much dimension he works in all the way out through his hip. I just wish I could smoothen up his shoulder, make him a little more extended up front, and I think it's an even closer top pair. Congratulations to you both. I'll see you in the drive. The young man's yellow steer, he's a big boy. I think he's really, really good in terms of being square built, super square when I study him up front, lots of muscle up high, lots of squareness as I study him out of his hip. I just think he needs a little bit more rib shape. I'd like to see him drop his flank a little bit more, okay? But congratulations to you. I think the young lady's black steer is another one who's super square in terms of his makeup. Really, really like the angle to his shoulder and how smooth he is up front. Really, really big top, comes out to a powerful, powerful pin set. I think he gets a little compact in his makeup. I wish I could just extend him out, make him a little longer everywhere, and he'll be up there in the top end. But congratulations to you. Then I think the young man's yellow steer that rounds out the class is one who's really good in terms of finish. I think he's square designed. I really like how level he comes out of his top, still really square in terms of his hip. One who maybe just doesn't have enough muscle to go ahead and compete any higher, needs to be bigger top, needs more shape down low, okay? But congratulations to you. You have all done a really good job.
Congratulations to our Class 7 market steers. Winners coming back for the grand drive out of that class will be in first place, Cooper Anderson. In second place, Taylor Anderson. Rounding out that class in third place, James B. In fourth, Rachel B. And in fifth, McCoy Marriott. As we get organized and ready for our championship drive, let's give a big round of applause to our steer superintendents, Taylor and Lindsay Anderson. And how about all of the ladies up at the table? They're working hard to keep that paperwork straight. And how about our ringmen? We sure appreciate, sorry, Kylie, and woman. We sure appreciate all of their help out there today for making this show run and making it a success for our kids. We're bringing in our first place class winners now for our championship drive. Coming in out of Class 1, we have Fernando Vega. Coming in out of Class 2, Stetson Steed. Out of Class 3, Chancey Pregler. Coming in out of Class 4, Quade Waymont. Out of Class 5, Chancey Pregler. Out of Class 6, Ridge Marriott. And out of Class 7, Cooper Anderson. Waiting outside, we of course have our second and a few third place winners out of our classes waiting and ready to come in for the rest of the grand drive. Let's give them a round of applause too while they're waiting. Out of Class 1, Stetson Steed. Class 2, Gavin Douglas. Class 3, Coryanne Gibson. Class 4, Jace Clark. Class 5, Stockton Marriott. Class 6, Oakley Marriott. And Class 7, Taylor Anderson. Out of Class 5, we also have Cooper Marriott, and out of Class 6, Court Waymont. Congratulations to all of you for making it into our grand drive today. We want to thank our sponsors one more time. They make it so that this is possible, and we can give a lot of prizes and awards to these good kids, as well as sponsoring the show ring and a lot of supplies that it takes to run a show like this. We sure appreciate Wasatch Distribution, Tractor Supply Company, Rock Hard Excavating, River Print, Pepsi, Imagination Company, Comfort Suites, Champion Maker Show Supply, Boot Barn, Big O Tires, Best Western High Country Inn, and BCP Equipment. Thank you so much to our sponsors.
Go ahead and put your hands together as a congratulations for these exhibitors for making it this far. I think it's really cool that we can have this type of quality of steers from top to bottom out here in the final drive at a county fair. I think that's really unique. Go ahead and put your hands together for everyone behind the scenes too, whether that's mom or dad, the ringman, everyone else. I think they all deserve a pretty big congratulations and a thank you. You know, being a part of the cattle industry is something that I was born into. I never had the option to choose to go into it. It was just part of my lifestyle. I grew up on a pretty big cattle ranch. We showed steers and heifers for as long as I can remember. Grew up in the show ring, and it's one of the best experiences that I could ever have. I can't wait to someday have a family and put them through the same sort of experience. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the steers a little bit. I think the steer we have out of Class 1 is just an absolute meat wagon. Love his shape, love his dimension. Little bit bold if I want to get critical. Gets a little big shoulder, wants to get a little short out of his hip, but still a really, really good one. The steer we have out of class 2 is one who's really, really pretty from the side. I love how smooth he transitions from his head into the center portion of his body. If I could change him, I'd like to deepen him out there in his stifle and in his flank, give him just a more soggy look from the profile, but still a really heavy muscled individual. The steer I have out of class 3 is kind of a combination between 1 and 2. One who's really, really pretty from the profile. I still really enjoy how his head and neck tie to the top side of his shoulder. Big top square hip steer. If I get a little bit critical though, I just like to see more dimension all the way through. A little bit more shape, a little bit more dimension compared to just muscle, but still a really heavy muscled individual. The steer I have out of class 4 is one who's just really, really square made. Super square up front, super square up high. Love how square and level he comes out through his hip. Maybe wants to get a little bold shouldered on me. Maybe wants to get a little bit straight if I'm getting critical. Still a heavy, heavy muscled individual. Congratulations to you. Then we get into a little bit of a different set of quality as we move into 4, 5, and 6. The one out of class 5, this yellow steer here, this one is just really unique, super hard to make. I think he's phenomenal about the way he's so smooth up front, really, really big top, super square in terms of his hip. Got a lot of muscle, got a lot of power. The steer we bring out of class 6, the young gentleman's right here, this black steer. This is a steer who's just picture perfect from a silhouette standpoint. Super, super smooth, super, super well presented. I think he's huge topped. I think he's ultra fresh, ultra athletic on the move. Love how big and square he comes out through his hip. And then we have a steer that comes out of the last class who maybe isn't quite as pretty from the profile. Maybe I'd like to smoothen up his front end, clean up his front end, maybe even extend his hip, make it even a little bit longer. But just talk about muscle and power all day long. I think that steer has it. I actually got a text from my dad right before the market show started, and he's judging a pig show with Ryan Rash right now. And he said, Ryan Rash says he told me to go after the ones that have the heads of his... that have the heads of a beauty queen and the ass of a washerwoman. And I think there's a steer out here that does that really, really well. I'm going to take one quick glance and then I'll select your grand, your reserve, and down on the line. Let's put your hands together one more time for these exhibitors.
Your grand champion steer exhibited by Ridge Marriott. Coming in the ring next is second place out of class 6 is Oakley Marriott. Your reserve champion, Chancey Pregler. And coming in the ring out of class 5, Stockton Marriott. Your third overall steer exhibited by Stockton Marriott. Coming in the ring next out of Class 5, Cooper Marriott. Your fourth place overall steer exhibited by Cooper Marriott. Fifth place exhibited by Cooper Anderson. Coming in the ring next out of Class 7 will be Taylor Anderson. Your sixth place steer exhibited by Taylor Anderson. Seventh place overall exhibited by Oakley Marriott. Coming into the ring next out of Class 6, Court Waymont. 8th, Quade Wayment. And coming in the ring next out of Class 4, Jace Clark. Ninth, Chancey Pregler. And coming in the ring next out of Class 3, Coryanne Gibson. In 10th place, Jace Clark. In 11th overall place, Court Wayment. Our 12th place steer, Stetson Steed. Coming in the ring next out of Class 2 will be Gavin Douglas. Our 13th steer today in our star class, exhibited by Coryanne Gibson. For 14th, Gavin Douglas. Which means we need Stetson Steed's second steer to come in the ring. In 15th place, Fernando Vega. And in 16th place, Stetson Steed. Congratulations to all of you for making it into our championship drive today in our Market Steer Show. Let's hear one more round of applause for this championship drive. That is a good-looking bunch of steers out there. And a whole bunch of awesome showmen holding on to their halters. So let's hear it for them. So one more rundown of your star class today. Your grand champion steer was exhibited by Chancey Pregler. I lied. I can't read my own handwriting. Sorry, guys. Chancey, I tried to help you out. Our grand champion steer was exhibited by Ridge Marriott. I bet I just gave him a good scare. Our reserve champion steer was exhibited by Chancey Pregler. Our third overall steer, Stockton Marriott. Fourth overall steer, Cooper Marriott. Fifth, Cooper Anderson. Sixth, Taylor Anderson. Seventh, Oakley Marriott. Eighth, Quade Wayment. Ninth, Chancey Pregler. 10th, Jace Clark. 11th, Court Wayment. 12th, Stetson Steed. 13th, Coryanne Gibson. 14th, Gavin Douglas. 15th, Fernando Vega. And 16th, Stetson Steed. Can you back up? Okay, and Ridge, let's do this right once, okay? Let me redeem myself. So, one more round of applause. Let's hear it for our grand champion steer, Ridge Marriott. And a little birdie tells me that this steer was born and bred in Weber County, so that's pretty cool. Our reserve champion steer, Chancey Pregler. Congratulations to both of you. We hope to see everybody back at 2 o'clock this afternoon for our goat show. I lied. We're not done. We have a heifer show still. You guys are lucky. I almost ran away and went to lunch. Okay, so now we're gearing up for our heifer show. You can tell it's Friday because I'm starting to make more mistakes as the week goes on. So as soon as we finish with pictures, we'll get moving on our heifer show. Then at 2 o'clock, we'll have our goat show. We also have the results of our beef carcass contest. Hopefully some of these kids are still within earshot because they just walked out of the ring. In 6th place for our carcass contest, we want to congratulate Rachel B. In 5th place, Haley Woodland. In 4th place, Wyatt Clark. In 3rd place, Stockton Marriott. In 2nd place, Cooper Anderson. And in 1st place in our carcass contest, which looks at back fat and loin eye area through an ultrasound, our 1st place carcass contest winner is Ridger Farrell. We're getting ready to get started with our Heifer Show next. We have one class of good heifers coming up. Following that, we will have our lunch break until 2 o'clock when we start our goat show. So class 1 of heifers, I hear you're in the staging area. So it's time to start bringing them towards the holding area. As we get started with our Heifer Show today, we want to thank our Heifer Show superintendents, Joe and Crystal Giordano, for their work and support. Let's give them a round of applause. We have one class in our Heifer Show this year, and we're glad to have that. This is a breeding heifer show, and we have a little bit different sponsor for this, and this is kind of a cool situation for these kids. They get to bring this breeding heifer and show it. Giordano Farms is sponsoring our Heifer Show this year. Each kid will go home with $100 and a championship and reserve champion buckle for the winners. So some good prizes out of their class of heifers, and we're very excited for this show. Our judge, Hannah Nicolai, will be judging this for us as well, and we're grateful to her for all of her hard work this week. Here we go. This is our breeding heifer show today at the Weber County Unfair. Walking in the ring right now, we have Abby Giordano, Dominic Giordano, Kylie Martin, Oakley Marriott, and Chancey Pregler. This is your class of breeding heifers today. Good job to these exhibitors for bringing in these breeding heifers. Kylie Martin, Chancey Pregler, Oakley Marriott, Dominic Giordano, and Abby Giordano. And thank you to Giordano Farms for sponsoring our Heifer Show today.
think the young man brings me a really, really unique heifer. I really love how feminine she is up there through her front 1/3. I love how maternal she is there in her rib shape. And I still think she reads with a lot of just maternal mass up high. I love how square she is out of her hip. Just a really good heifer to go ahead and start off the class with. I think the ladies' heifer she brings me in second is another really feminine made heifer. I really think she's smooth shouldered. I think she's strong and level topped. I love the way she just balances from a profile. If I could change her though, she just wants to get a little weak there in her hock and her pastern. I just like to see her set down and with a lot more flex and security there in her hock and her pastern. But congratulations to both of you on some very, very good heifers. The young lady's heifer who's pushing a little bit of extra flesh here in third is one who I can appreciate in terms of a maternal standpoint. She just looks like a cow already. I think she's really, really good about the way she ties her shoulder into the plane of her body. Still strong top, still square in terms of her hip. It's just when she gets out on the go, I think she wants to get a little too straight in the angle of her shoulder. Really need to just make her more flexible off of her hind two. That's why she sits in third, but congratulations to you. I think the young lady's red heifer is one who I would put a lot of faith in her structure. I really appreciate how feminine she is there about her head and neck. She's still strong top. She offers just a lot of length and a lot of extension all the way out of her body. I think she wants to get a little straight in the angle of her shoulder. She wants to get a little straight in the angle there in her hock and her pastern. And I think that's what makes her sit down towards the bottom of the class, but still a high quality individual who's going to cover some ground with some ease. So congratulations to you. And then as we ran out the class with a little black heifer, I think a heifer who's just a little green right now. It'll be interesting to see how she develops. I think she wants to get a little plain, a little flat there in her ribs. I just like to give her a lot more just flexibility and a lot more security as I study her whole hind end construction. But still a heifer who has a lot of good extension up front. I really like how strong topped and square made she is. So congratulations to all you exhibitors on some high quality heifers.
Our class of heifers today are champion heifer exhibited by Dominic Giordano. Our reserve champion heifer exhibited by Abby Giordano. In third place, Chancey Pregler. In fourth place, Kylie Martin. And rounding out our class in fifth place, Oakley Marriott. What a good group of heifers walking out of this ring. Thank you for joining us for our Heifer Show. We'll break until 2 o'clock when we come back for goats.